Hello students, this is going to be a quick video about the integumentary system. Integumentary, integumentary, or the skin. Uh, if you want to have more details about what the skin is and how it actually functions, either biology of human function or anatomy and physiology would be your best bet. I can also provide a couple links to some of those different types of things, but this is going to be more about the terminology than anything else. Your book does go into some of the details, because you kind of need to know some of the details before you actually get to the terminology, but that's a different type of thing. So in general, I'm going to go over kind of a broad overview of what the actual integumentary system is, and then some key terms. If you're looking at it from an anatomy and physiology point of view, the integumentary system is the skin and its accessories. That includes the hair, nails, sebaceous glands, and sweat glands. Sebaceous glands are glands that secrete oil. Sweat glands secrete sweat, so liquid. They're also called eccrine glands. So that's one of the major issues or differences between them. Generally, the function of the skin is to protect you from the outside forces of the world, to provide some sort of regulation of water more than anything else, but also can provide a regulation of heat, as well as sensation. That's where a lot of different types of sensing cells are, and then secretion of different types of things, including pheromones, though humans are really bad at sensing pheromones. Other different types of secretory things like urea, which can also be found in urine, and some other things. Just because I can. This is my dog. Her name is Olive. She decided to come down into the basement while I was recording this. She is a pug. So the skin on other different types of creatures, including humans and pugs, can come in a variety of different types of forms. But depending on where you are on the human body and a variety of other different types of things, it'll look slightly different. Humans are mammals, which means that we have hair. We may not have as much hair as, say, my pug, but we do have a variety of different types of things. Some of the protective qualities also are against a variety of different types of mechanical or bacterial types of infections. It also can the skin can also protect the body from excessive loss of sweat, of water and electrolytes. We are not amphibians. We don't dry up if we don't have enough water, which is why amphibians tend to live near water, and then also a variety of other issues along those lines. There are specialized chemicals that live in the skin that can help produce vitamin D. It is not actually getting it from the sun. What happens is UV rays hit these different types of chemicals and photoconvert them, change them using the sun to vitamin D. Within regulation, there's also a variety of ways of regulating temperature and water balance. You can look at all of these different types of things in your book, or if you have questions, once again, please come and find me. Sensation, it's because of the nerve endings that are in your skin for pain, touch, heat, cold, and pressure. Pressure actually is very similar to pain, but one way or the other. There's a variety of those in your skin. Secretion is through sebaceous glands that secrete oil called sebum. For lubrication purposes, this is one of those things that can cause acne when you are in your pubescent years, because your body is trying to figure out exactly how much oil it can actually secrete, or actually beyond your pubescent years, depending on whether you have oily skin or not, because some people do, some people don't. And then sweat glands also secrete perspiration or sweat. Once again, this is just a broad overview, and it may help you learn some of the terms that you need to learn. Just a couple of other different types of things. Before birth, or during the process of birth, your body has a cheese-like substance that's called vernix caseosa. Vernix, it also sometimes is just called vernix. But it's the caseosa literally means cheese-like, so it is a cheese-like substance that goes over the body. Oftentimes what happens is after any type of birth, it gets rubbed into the skin because it provides a nice uh, moisturization during the birthing process. As far as some major types of ideas about the integumentary system, so there's the skin, which is made up of the dermis and the epidermis. The epidermis is the top couple of layers of skin. There are 5 strata that start out at the base: stratum basal, or basale, depending on how you want to pronounce it, but basal, basale, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, that's lucidum, not lucidum, that's a soft C, so lucidum, and stratum corneum. The basal is the base level, which is why it's called that. Spinosum has some spiny bits in it. Granulosum has some grainy bits in it. Lucidum is normally clear, which is why it's called lucid. Lucid means clear. Corneum is at the top, and cornea is like the crown, so it's the crown layer. So there's more cells that are alive at the stratum basal as we go up to the top. So this is from base to top. The dermis is made up of two different layers: the papillary layer and the reticular layer. But it is underneath that. And you actually will see a combination of Greek and Latin in the integumentary system, because subcutaneous is using Latin. Hypodermic is using Greek. So subcutaneous and hypodermic mean the same thing. It's underneath the dermis. So sub being Latin, hypo meaning, or in Greek, subcutaneous, hypodermic. So hypothetically, you could call a hypodermic needle a subcutaneous needle. People would look at you really strangely, but they're pretty much the same type of thing. A couple other different things. Sebaceous are oil glands. And sudoriferous are sweat glands. You may also see them referred to as eccrine glands. That's what I'm going to go over for the integumentary system. There's a whole lot more information in your book, so please go and check it out.